Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and yesterday we took a look at what the worst performing cards from Onyxia Lair is so far using HS replay statistics based on deck win rate, based from Diamond through Legend, and well, it's pretty, it's subjective. You can take a look at it how you want to, but it's been a fun little indicator for seeing how well or how badly cards are performing. And yes, we took a look at the worst cards yesterday. Today, we are going to take a look at the absolute best. And if you're enjoying the content, please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 50K, and if you feel like I have earned your subscription, please drop that sub. It helps the channel out more than you'll ever know. And we're going to start off, by the way, I know it says top 10, but we're going to start off with number 11, because this one might surprise you. And at number 11, honorable mention basically, to Kazakhstan at number 11 in 35.8% of decks, over 1/3 of decks. Ridiculous. It has a deck win rate of 51.4% and has been played 290,000 times. By far the most popular card from Onyxia's Lair. Still performing pretty well considering how many bad decks this is probably in. But as a result of that, I think its numbers have been taken down quite a bit and has been notched down to number 11, but I had to mention it because, well, the card is pretty ridiculous. And you'll laugh at number 10. This is definitely a sample size issue, but I don't care. We roll with it. We roll with these numbers. At number 10, we have Spirit Mount, the Shaman spell. Yes, that card. Give a minion +1/+2 in spell damage. When it dies, summon a Spirit Raptor. It's in 0.1% of decks, has a 51.9% win rate, and has been played 1,400 times. My sneaking suspicion is it's run as like a one-of in Burn Shaman, and Burn Shaman is one of the best performing decks on ladder, and that's probably bumping this card's win rate up. But regardless, it's better than Kazakhstan. So if you're crying about Kazakhstan being nerfed, get on about Spirit Mount. It's broken, but no, it's sample size, and again, deck win rate, not the best indicator, but it's a fun one anyways. At number 9, we have another card that's kind of surprising to be on here. Again, a sample size issue most likely, but we'll talk about it, and that's Ring of Courage. 2-mana paladin spell, has tradable, and it gives a minion +1/+1, and it repeats for each enemy minion. This is in 0.3% of decks with a 52.1% deck win rate and played 2,500 times. Ironically, when this card is played, by the way, it is a 49.6% win rate. It's actually dragging down the decks it's in, which is likely Hand Buff Paladin, which is another very well performing deck that people are probably trying Ring of Courage in, and it's not even good there, but you're trying it, and you're still waiting because Buff Paladin's good. So I think that's the suspicion there. But for the remainder of the cards, except for probably one, actually there's one more sample size issue card, I would say that these cards are probably pretty damn good. And well, let's speak of pretty damn good cards. We have at number 8, Raid Boss Onyxia. That's right, a 10-mana neutral legendary has cracked the top 10. You love to see a late game card do well. It has Rush, and it has Immune while you control a Whelp, and you have the battle cry of summon 6 2/1 Whelps with Rush. This is just an insanely good card, clears the board, does great stuff. It's a 19.2% of decks, deck win rate of 52.4%, and has been played 110,000 times. A really rad, cool, sweet card that is doing very well in multiple decks, and I'm glad to see it. I want to see more 10-mana cards do incredible things, and I don't know, I haven't heard anyone complaining about this card yet, and it's performing very well. Surprisingly, here at number 7, we have the Hunter card, Pet Collector. 5-mana 3/3 battle cry, summon a beast from your deck that costs 5 or less. It's in 0.4% of decks with a 53.4% deck win rate and played 5,200 times. That's a reasonable amount, and this card seems to be doing well. There must be a Beast Hunter list out there winning some games, and I've actually heard people in my chat and stuff mentioned they've done very well with these cards at like diamondish ranks. And well, Pet Collector doing some work, Beast Hunter doing some work, and even when it's played, its played win rate is higher than the deck win rate, so it's even elevating the deck. It's doing a better job than I think a lot of us would have thought. So pretty cool to see Pet Collector doing pretty well. At number 6, we have Onyxian Drake, Warrior Dragon, one of my favorite cards on the set. 4-mana 4/5 taunt. Battle cry, deal damage equal to your armor to an enemy minion. This is in 4.4% of decks. Deck win rate of 53.7% and played 66,000 times. And well, Control Warrior's back. It's a legitimate deck. and that's amazing. And Onyxia Drake is a big part of that. It gives you good mid-game removal, gives you some board presence, and it has synergy with cards like Kazakhstan because it's a dragon. Very well-performing card, probably slotting into some mid-range lists as well, and it's just really cool to see these style of cards succeeding in Hearthstone, where that hasn't really been a thing as of late. At number 5, we have a card that might surprise you, in the last sample size issue card, I promise, is Wings of Hate. This is a ranked spell. It summons 2 1/1 Fell Wings, or demons, or whatever they're called, and it improves at 5 and 10 mana to give you 3 and 4. This is in 0.2% of decks, has a 54.5% deck win rate, and has been played 1,700 times, so not a lot, but this just slots in very well with aggro DH, which is never the best deck, but it does well enough. And you can tell by this card that it's it's slotting in there kind of, but it's another one where the played win rate is way lower, 48% on this card, that it's actually bringing down aggro DH. So probably not a really good card, and again, the flaw of the metric of deck win rate. But if I go by played win rate, then the whole thing goes out of whack. So we'll just have to lay it as it is, that Wings of Hate is an absolutely broken card. It needs to be nerfed, and Blizzard are a bunch of incompetent doofuses that have no idea how to balance Demon Hunter cards. This thing's broken. Sure, we'll go with that. And at number 4, we have a very good Druid card, 7 mana spell, Scale of Onyxia, where you fill your board with 2/1 whelps with Rush. This is in 13.6% of decks, 54.5% deck win rate, and has been played 130,000 times. This card has given Druid a way to catch up on board that they haven't had since Guardian Animals with 7 mana. That is 14 damage worth of Rush. It curves really well after Overgrowth or Guff, or you can cheat it out with a Lightning Bloom, and it just gives Druid something they haven't had in a very long time, and it allows them to live to their Kazakhstan or their other late game win conditions. An incredibly good card, and I definitely saw this one coming. I thought this card was going to be very good. At number 3, we have a Hunter card that I thought would be incredibly good, and it is. That is Furious Hell, the 2-mana spell, which draws a card, repeat until you have at least 3 cards. This is in 5.3% of decks with a 55% deck win rate, and played 41,000 times. Really good in like Quest Hunter. Some aggro Hunter lists have run it as well, but I've seen Quest Hunter with like Drekthar that just cheats out early minions, and you just rely on Furious Hell to reload you, and that deck's performing remarkably well. It's just not super played, it's not super popular, but if it keeps performing as well as it is, I think that will go up, and people will start getting away from those Kazakhstan decks and going to the solitaire, go pew pew pew, shoot you in the face style of Hearthstone, which I'm not a big fan of, but some people like that stuff. And at number 2, a card that goes really well with it, we have Dragon Bane Shot, another Hunter spell. Deal 2 damage, honorable kill, add a Dragon Bane Shot to your hand. This is in 4.4% of decks with a 56% deck win rate, but played 60,000 times. You'll notice it's been played more than Furious Hell because, well, it gets added back to your hand. You play it again, it gets added back to your hand. You play it again. Really good in Quest Hunter. The deck I'm talking about that's been doing really well, and Dragon Bane Shot has shot up the leaderboards. Oof, that's rough, but it shot up the leaderboards and is doing very well. One of the best performing cards from Onyxia's Lair, but not the best. And at number 1, we have a rogue card, SI7 Smuggler, 3 mana 1/3 SI card that summons a random minion with cost equal to the amount of SI7 cards you play this game. Currently bugged, where it counts itself, so it'll get a little bit worse when that is fixed, but is in 4.8% of decks, has a deck win rate of 56.7%, and has been played 100,000 times. Quest Rogue, incredibly good deck, and this card actually elevates it. Its played win rate of 58.7% is better than the deck win rate. Just ridiculous stat bomb, really good with a Shadow Step and just getting a huge board presence. Very good card in a very good deck in Quest Rogue, and well, that's a recipe for being number 1 on the best list. So there you go, the best and worst cards from Onyxia's Lair so far. We got to get that new expansion standard rotation announcement. Hopefully we'll get that soon, but I thought this would be a lot of fun to go over, as it's been for every expansion. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.